Some directors have a unique ability to draw out the best in certain actors. Think John Ford and John Wayne, Scorsese and De Niro, Huston and Bogart, Hitchcock and Cary Grant. Among them is Sidney Lumet, one of the most prolific filmmakers of all time, and Sean Connery. Together, Lumet and Connery collaborated on 5 films, starting in 1965, in what many consider their finest work, The Hill. This was followed by the early 70s trio, The Anderson Tapes, the harrowing police drama, The Offence, and the star-studded ensemble mystery classic, Murder on the Orient Express. Their final collaboration, the comedic heist, Family Business, saw Connery playing the unlikely role of father and grandfather to Dustin Hoffman and Matthew Broderick.
You two seem pretty cozy all of a sudden.
Hey, I'm his granddad, for Christ's sakes.
However, it's The Hill, The Anderson Tapes, and The Offence that truly showcased Connery's acting range, allowing him to step away from his 007 persona to play deeply flawed, yet well-meaning characters, grappling with insurmountable challenges. By the time Connery teamed up with Lumet on The Hill, the director was already a force in Hollywood, known for classics like 12 Angry Men and The Pawnbroker. Released in 1965, The Hill was a stark departure from Connery's James Bond films, which had become a global phenomenon with the release of Thunderball that same year. Set in a World War II disciplinary camp in the Libyan desert, The Hill was grueling to film due to the intense heat. Connery's character plays a squadron sergeant major, convicted of assaulting his commanding officer.
I'll bet your boys loved you. How many of them died for you, Roberts?
Some of them died fighting.
Don't give me the big hero stuff. You got busted for cowardice.
His part in The Hill involves the biggest chunk of acting that he's ever bitten off.
He and his fellow inmates are subjected to a series of brutal exercises, including climbing an artificial hill designed to break them physically and mentally. The film's cast featured a powerhouse lineup of British actors, including Ian Bannon, who would later star with Connery in The Offence, Ian Hendry, Roy Kinnear, Michael Redgrave, and Harry Andrews as the sadistic Staff Sergeant Wilson. The film also starred American character actor Ossie Davis.
See that hill?
I noticed it as I came in.
We built it special. A few tons of sand and rock and a lot of labor and sweat. The prisoners built it.
Well, that's marvelous. So it's a great construction feat. I fought Sidney 3 times as a director for The Hill because I didn't think an American could handle the Englishness, the Irishness, the Scottishness, the Welshness of that army, you know. And he proved me absolutely wrong.
While The Hill received rave reviews and remains a fan favorite, notably cited by Woody Allen as one of his favorite American films, it struggled to find an audience at that time.
On your feet, stand up and stand still, all out. Yes, I will. On my feet. Now, what's the charge? Failing to obey an order? Oh, no, drunk in charge of a cigarette lighter? Oh, you crazy bastard. You'd prop up dead men and inspect them if you was ordered to. Right. You're right.
Nevertheless, it solidified a creative bond between Connery and Lumet that would lead to the next collaboration. Released in 1971, The Anderson Tapes followed Connery's decision to step away from the James Bond franchise for the second time. In this caper, Connery plays Duke Anderson, a freshly released felon who wastes no time planning his next heist. Reuniting with his old flame, played by Diane Cannon, Anderson begins plotting, unaware that his every move is under surveillance by government authorities.
Look, when you rob a guy who's got insurance, you're doing him a favor. You give him a little excitement in his life, a story to tell. He becomes a more interesting person because you robbed him.
And the Anderson tapes boasted an impressive cast, including a young Christopher Walken in his first major movie role. Walken, of course, would go on to star alongside another James Bond, Roger Moore, in A View to a Kill. The film was a commercial success, much needed for Connery, after the dismal failure of the Molly Maguires a year earlier.
Sergeant Johnson, you are suspended from duty. Any such period of suspension may be reckoned in calculating your entitlement to pension.
In The Offence, Connery delivered what many consider the most powerful and disturbing performance of his career. He plays Detective Sergeant Johnson, a man shattered by years of investigating violent crimes.
What are you frightened of?
You?
Of course enough.
Yes.
When interrogating a suspected child molester, played by Ian Bannon, Johnson snaps, unleashing his pent-up rage and exposing his fractured psyche.
You have to feel pain. Pain like she felt. To understand. To know. Yes, to know what you've done. Pain!
Johnson is far from a sympathetic figure, abusive towards colleagues, suspects, and even his long-suffering wife.
Please let me help you!
Help. Endless bloody bleating like a sheep with a 6-inch spike stuck up it. I don't need your help. Your help or anyone's help.
Connery holds his own against the legendary Trevor Howard, whose character is sent to investigate him.
He did it.
You don't know.
I know.
I'm not going to argue with you.
No.
You can't know.
I talked to him.
You were there.
Yes, all right.
While The Offence earned critical acclaim and garnered a BAFTA nomination for Bannon, it failed to resonate with audiences. Perhaps it was too ahead of its time, or simply too grim. I admit it is a difficult watch, but the film remains a masterclass in acting.
I'll kill you.
Yes, no. Something. You have to do something.
You filthy, bloody little pervert.
Takes one to know one.
Connery trusted Lumet to guide him through this emotionally raw role, solidifying their creative partnership. Lumet and Connery's collaborations gave the actor the freedom to break away from the shadow of James Bond, proving he was more than just a movie star. For Lumet, working with Connery meant having a partner willing to tackle daring narratives, complex characters, and more importantly, a superstar who gave him complete creative freedom to do so. Both men would go on to create more iconic films. Lumet with Serpico, Network, and The Verdict. Connery with A Man Who Would Be King, The Name of the Rose, and The Untouchables. Yet their work together remains a testament to the trust and artistry that defined their partnership. Their bond not only gave Connery the confidence to take on more demanding roles, but also demonstrated the transformative power of a great director-actor collaboration. A true cinematic partnership.